An alarming odor.
It's very strong, like very obnoxious.
What's behind the smell causing concern in several parts of the city?
We have seen a drastic increase in the number of calls.
Canada holds its key lending rate as costs climb.
Just everything in general, living, car costs, and now gas as well.
With war in the Middle East expected to deliver more price punches. And a new vision for Stampede.
To be a year-round draw. And not just for Calgarians to come and enjoy, but for those outside of Calgary.
Big plans, including a home for Calgary's football team.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Alicia Fieldberg.
Hello and thank you for joining us. Calgary Emergency Services have been extremely busy today because so many people are calling concerned about a stench. Kevin Green tracked down the cause.
Fire crews were kept hopping Wednesday morning responding to calls about gas leaks. Many of those calls came from schools like this one at St. Hubert in northeast Calgary as a powerful stench blanketed the area.
Kind of propane kind of gas smell, yeah.
Is it strong?
Yeah, it's in waves, yeah.
Yeah, it does smell like a little bit like a gas. Yeah. It does, like, I don't know where it's coming from.
Durian fruit.
Well, it's not durian, but it is organic. The smell comes from the runoff ponds at Calgary International Airport.
Is the compounds they use to de-ice when that runoff is collected into retention ponds around the airport. And what it is when it's underneath the ice in the winter, most people don't really notice it, but as soon as we get the warmer conditions in the spring, then it basically smells like a rotting type of smell.
All across the east side of Calgary, from Riverbend in the south to Harvest Hills in the north, the unpleasant odor swept through in waves.
When I just came around here, it smelled like sewer.
How strong is it?
Strong enough for me to recognize it.
It's very strong, like very obnoxious, yeah.
This has been a problem for years now, and it's one the airport says it's addressing. In a statement to CTV, it wrote, "We conduct regular air and water sampling. Air quality remains well within safety limits, and the compounds present are not harmful to people, wildlife, or fish. We continue to work towards long-term solutions to be completed in 2027. The fire department agrees the odor of these ponds isn't toxic, but says people shouldn't assume any smell of gas right now is from the airport. They don't want to miss a real problem.
So we'll always investigate any one of these kind of complaints and then look into it again to make sure there's no hazards.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Alberta Health issued a public alert for measles exposure at Calgary Airport. Someone with measles was at the baggage carousel the afternoon of Tuesday, March 10th, then got on a cold shot bus at its northeast terminal. The bus made an overnight trip to Red Deer, Edmonton, and Grand Prairie. Anyone who's unvaccinated and was at these locations may be at risk of developing measles and is advised to take precautions. The Bank of Canada held its key interest rate at 2.25% today, but it's warning Canadians of the effects of the war in the Middle East. Jacqueline Wilson reports.
While the war in Iran is happening on the other side of the world, its impacts are being felt at home.
Inflation in Canada has been close to the 2% target for more than a year now. But as we've seen, the war in Iran is causing oil prices to move sharply higher, and this will push inflation up in the near term. Canada's economy is dealing with a lot, and we now face more volatility.
In a move for stability, the central bank held its key interest rate at 2.25% Tuesday, but experts say that won't stop the ripple effects from the growing tensions in the Middle East.
If you take a barrel of oil and run it through a refinery, you get gasoline, mostly for passenger vehicles. You get diesel for trucks, like you mentioned, food production, food distribution, freight. You get jet fuel for our air travel. And then importantly, you also get a lot of feedstocks that go into making plastics and petrochemicals, which could be the clothes we wear or the products that we consume as well. So the inflationary effects of all those things together can be significant.
The average price of gas in Calgary sits at $1.65 per litre, according to Gas Buddy. But the pain doesn't stop at the pump. Food costs are also on the rise.
If you look at the research, generally on average, 3.5% to 4% of the retail price is transportation for food on average. So an increase in freight costs will matter. We will probably see a point or two of inflation.
That transportation cost skyrockets to about 10% for tropical produce. It's all having a cumulative effect on Calgarians.
We have to put premium gas in both of our cars, so it's getting costly. I'll probably have to sell one of my cars just to be able to afford living comfortably every day.
Cost of living, like food, is insane. It's absolutely insane. I think we're actually planning to leave. We're not going to stay in Canada. It's just too expensive.
Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
A bold new vision for Stampede Park was unveiled today. As Tyson Fedor reports, the 20-year plan includes a new live event zone and a CFL field for the Calgary Stampeders.
No one would argue that McMahon Stadium saw its best years decades ago, and now the home of the Calgary Stampeders needs so much work that it may not make economic sense.
We have to find a solution for McMahon one way or another, and I would rather that happen sooner than later.
That solution could sit on Stampede Park.
Engineers will have to prove to me it won't work. And of course, it will need to be priced.
The reality is that we only play there 10 games a year, and so it has to be a stadium that is going to be, in my opinion anyway, city-led.
But would the mayor be open to public money for yet another stadium project?
I think we need to strike a better balance than what we've seen in previous deals. But, I'm open to public investment if there's a public benefit and a public return on that investment.
The Calgary Stampede unveiled a 20-year master plan that includes a new home to the Stampeders and a transformation of Stampede Park as we know it.
This is a big step forward in the right direction for the growth of the visitor economy.
GMC Stadium, the home of the rodeo and Chucks, could also function as the Stampeders' new home.
Where a field comes over the top so that you're preserving the track, you're preserving the rodeo arena. That's the approach that would need to be taken.
When Scotia Place opens its doors, the city has 2 years to demolish the Saddle Dome and return that land to the Stampede. That area will become the future home of the Coke Stage, watch parties for Flames games, and a new live event space open year-round.
There's no reason Calgary can't be the Nashville of the North, where people are coming here for live entertainment, for great restaurants.
A demolition of the Big Four building and its replacement is also in the plans, along with an upgraded agricultural building. But one economist says these plans are grand. It's now about getting them built, which could prove difficult.
When I go to a Flames game, a couple times a year, what strikes me, of course, is that it's completely desolate. And it's going to continue to remain so. If you want to create these fake districts that cities seem obsessed with these days, you actually have to have people living there.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
And the Stampede says it is still looking into possible costs for the master plan. As education students are graduating, school boards are preparing to hire, and the province is considering filling some teacher roles with people who don't have education degrees. Connor Hogg has more.
Young teachers-to-be are celebrating their accomplishments.
Currently, we expect this year to graduate a little over 2,300 new graduated teachers with degrees and many other educational assistants.
Expedited post-secondary programs will be a part of getting new teachers in schools across Alberta. The Dean of the U of A's Education Faculty says her department has recently completed a program renewal that gives students more hands-on experience in the field with focus on inclusive education, child development, and other complexities.
We want to ensure that anyone that goes into schools is well prepared to do that.
She says many student teachers can be nervous about taking over their own classroom.
If a student with a 4-year B.Ed is feeling trepidatious about the realities of current classrooms, I would be thoughtful about how I would want to expedite folks into teaching.
One such path would see people without education degrees filling some teacher roles.
Talk about, say, shop classes and things like that, where we can get somebody very experienced in the trades, and we have an expedited pathway system for people like that to be able to get into the education as teachers faster than the usual 4-year degree program.
There's certain things that you just can't cut corners when it comes to teacher preparation work. So, for instance, practicums or certain courses around curriculum or instruction education or classroom management.
The Alberta Teachers Association wants to see attention paid to supporting new hires to make sure they're set up for success, something the Faculty of Education agrees with.
To make sure that we're putting strategies in place that enable teachers to flourish early on and then choose to stay.
We think that we've established pathways that make sure that they have the education and background they need.
The Advanced Education Minister says we can expect to see teachers from its Expedited Pathways programs in place by the end of the year. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
And Danielle joins us from the Stars Air Ambulance Hangar tonight.
Yes, and if you want to support Stars, buy your lottery tickets. The deadline to support this incredible service is 11:59 Friday night. All right, let me get into the weather, which, you know, we're definitely winning in the weather, let's be honest. We've had some warm, toasty temperatures, and it will continue to be warm, but the winds are going to start to ease for most communities. Not in the far southwest corner of the province. It will continue to be gusty there. But for Calgary, for example, we'll go from close to 60 kilometer per hour gusts that we had today down to 40 for tomorrow, so more reasonable. And a similar daytime high of at least 17 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. Your full forecast is just ahead.
Thanks, Danielle. Highway 93 is closed near the village of Radium because of high avalanche hazard. It affects 90 kilometers of the highway from the west side of Kootenay National Park to the end of Highway 93 where it meets Highway 95. Drive BC says the closure will remain until at least noon on Saturday. Parks Canada received reports about several avalanches in the mountain regions impacted by warming temperatures, wind, snow and rain. Crews are triggering slides in some areas, including between Revelstoke and Golden today, to reduce the risk. Calgary Zoo has a new polar bear, and guests will be able to go visit him next month. Yeli arrived yesterday from a zoo in Quebec. The 20-year-old male polar bear is currently in quarantine. He'll gradually be introduced to Siku, who is also a male. He's 10 years old. And officials say that they'll start exchanging the bear's scents, then let them interact through a barrier before letting the pair share space. Alberta's making changes to medical assistance in dying, or MAID. Ottawa legalized it in certain cases, but will outline how Alberta's government is planning to roll it back.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Police are searching for a suspect wanted for a shooting in Beddington Heights. Investigators want to hear from anyone who may recognize this Ford truck. On March 10th, a resident along Berkeley Way found bullet holes in their car, but police think the shooting happened on March 7th. The truck was captured on surveillance video around 10:20 that night. If you have details, you're asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Calgary police are searching for a man wanted for attempting to carjack a pair of vehicles in the middle of the day. Yesterday afternoon along 9th Avenue Southeast, a suspect threatened to kill the woman driving. Another woman was forced out of her vehicle along 6th Avenue Southwest. Both women escaped with their keys. Anyone who recognizes this man is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Calgarians are continuing their water-saving streak while crews work to reinforce the feeder main. Tuesday's water consumption was 496 million litres, 1 million less than Monday, and just below the threshold of 500 million litres. It was the 8th time in 9 days water use remained in the safe green zone. Construction continues on 9 pipe segments along 16th Avenue near Sarcee Trail and in Point McKay Park. Now, Calgarians are being asked to have their say on the way the city manages future finances. A survey kicked off today seeking feedback on the city's budgets between 2027 to 2030. More details can be found at calgary.ca/budget input. Medical assistance in dying, or MAID, became legal in Canada about a decade ago. The federal government claims it's compassionate care needed for those in immense pain. But Alberta's government thinks it needs to be reined in. Tim Brooke explains.
A MAID in Alberta rollback is coming for medical assistance in dying, or MAID.
Under federal policy, eligibility is widening, while the guardrails and oversight are weakening.
Ottawa legalized assisted dying a decade ago. It exists as a carve-out from criminal law, allowing Canadians with serious, incurable illness to receive help ending their lives. And it's heavily utilized. Here in Alberta, the number of people opting to use MAID has more than doubled in the last 5 years. Alberta's government is worried about more hypothetical increases, and since it's responsible for administering the program, a new bill will bring in new rules.
I think that we're failing in our duty to give people hope. So we have taken a very different approach.
Among its many changes, new legislation will soon prohibit MAID for those not expected to die in the next 12 months and for those whose sole condition is a mental illness. It will also restrict healthcare workers from initiating conversations about MAID with a patient.
Individuals who are making decisions about their future preferences where they'd lack decision-making capacity may change their minds in the future.
But what the government is calling safeguards, others are calling barriers.
It might not be right for everyone, but I still feel that it's important to give that right to the people who need it.
One Albertan who works with seniors lost 2 grandparents to dementia. She worries what this will mean for others with worsening conditions who lose decision-making capacity, but who aren't expected to die in the next year.
To kind of say that they're expected to pick a date a year ahead is quite unreasonable because you really don't know what dementia is going to look like in a year, let alone day to day.
It pushed aside criticism Wednesday, but it does sound like the province is planning for some sort of eventual court challenge.
We think that our bill should qualify as reasonable and justified under Section 1, and that's why it's not being introduced with the notwithstanding clause.
It's expected Ottawa will take steps to expand MAID access in 2027, though details are not yet known. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Under the new rules, medical professionals who initiate MAID conversations with their patients or make out-of-province MAID referrals will be sanctioned. A spokesperson for the federal justice minister says Alberta has jurisdiction when it comes to providing health care. A Calgary charity is having a major impact on new moms and babies. Many of the clients visiting Mamas for Mamas are low income, and this is where they can come to get essentials, including diapers and clothes, free of charge. The organization relies on donations from the community along with some corporate sponsorship. And it all got its start on Facebook.
And through this community of people, we were able to uplift one another, bring people out of a cycle of poverty, and remind people that sharing is truly caring, and it's the heart of what we do, and it's how we support one another.
And she says many moms who have benefited will pay it forward by donating items they no longer need for their child. We'll expect the warm, windy weather to continue tomorrow before things start to change. Danielle has the details in her forecast.
All right, the story today, definitely warm and windy. Now, the winds will start to ease in many communities, Calgary included, tomorrow. But for some communities, for example, the far southwest corner, it will continue to be gusty with gusts up to 100 kilometers per hour possible tonight through tomorrow. And that's for Crow's Nest Pass over to Pincher Creek and Fort Macleod. So it will remain gusty there, but everywhere else will start to kind of tame down as we go through these next 24 hours. So Calgary today had gusts closer to 60 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow we're looking at 40 kilometer per hour gusts, so more reasonable. Lethbridge maxed out at 69 kilometers per hour today and will be fairly similar, closer to that 60 mark for tomorrow, potentially 70. All right, today's highs, check this out. We're just about to officially kick off spring, and these are definitely mid-spring temperatures. 19 was the high in Brooks and Medicine Hat, 20 in Drumheller, 18 for Calgary, and Lethbridge got to 17 degrees for today. All right, let's fast forward and look at what's been happening. We have a ridge of high pressure that's been building in. So yes, we have the wind, yes, we have the warmth, But for most of the province, in the south end anyway, we have a lot of stability as well. All that moisture and cloud cover has been pushed up to the north as it rides the jet stream, which is way up over central Alberta. And that's why we're going to continue to get just a mix of sun and cloud for these next couple of days. So stable weather thanks to the ridge of high pressure, a high of at least 17 degrees for tomorrow in the city. And again, somewhat calmer winds, 40 kilometer per hour gust for tomorrow. Friday, the official start of spring, we're looking at least 17 degrees for our high and lots of sunshine expected. The weather pattern will change for the weekend. We're going to get a cold front swipe through. That's going to drop the temperature down to a high of 2 for Saturday and likely by then bring in some mixed precipitation. We'll hold on to some stability though later in the weekend and through Monday. And by that point, temperatures will slowly start to climb. But for Sunday and Monday and much of next week, temperatures will be a little more on the normal side. A normal daytime high for this time of year is 5, and that's what you're looking at pretty much for Sunday and for the early parts of next week.
Thanks, Danielle. A Calgary team has another shot at a national title. The Mount Royal Cougars hockey team gets another chance to come out on top after finishing second in another major event. The Flames hosted the St. Louis Blues at the Dome tonight.
Strome back to Zary on the backhand, scores!
And Connor Zary gets Calgary on the board first with a backhand shot assisted by Ryan Strome. The Blues tied things up in the second, but the Flames win in a shootout. The Flames play at home again on Friday against the Panthers. Mount Royal University opens up the U Sports Men's Hockey Championship tomorrow afternoon in Halifax. Glenn Campbell reports.
The Saskatchewan Huskies are your Canada West champions, going back-to-back.
Losing the Canada West Championship to Saskatchewan 2 years in a row was a tough pill to swallow for the Mount Royal Cougars. They hosted this year and really wanted that Canada West banner.
I mean, it's never really an easy way to get over losing in the championship, but the thing that our group is focused on is just that we had another 2 weeks together. Had last week to get better and to recover from the loss, get over it as a group, and then just started preparing for the national championship.
That's the good news for the Cougars. They'll get to play for another title. The Cougars also made it to the Nationals last year. They lost in their first game to Toronto in 5 overtimes and were eliminated. They're hoping they learned a lot from that experience.
Right from getting into the hotel to your pregame skates to, you know, how the tournament is, you know, you're playing a little earlier than normal. And I think last year's experience is a tremendous benefit for our group this year. And again, as luck would have it, we're playing the first game again on Thursday, just like last year. So we'll be better prepared for it now.
Now that the Canada West Championship's in the rearview mirror, the Cougars say skating away with a national title would mean the world, especially because 9 of their players graduate after this year.
Obviously, like the first one for men's hockey would mean a lot. You know, we're still chasing that banner, so we're all in, and it's a business trip for us.
Everything. I mean, I think that's what every program strives for. I mean, this is the biggest stage in Canada, and so to get this done would be definitely something special for not only us as players, but Mount Royal University.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary.
Team Canada faced Scotland at the World Women's Curling Championship tonight. In the 9th end, Scotland has the hammer, looking to score 2, but bumps their rock a little too far. Carrie Anerson and her Team Canada rink steal 1 to take a 7-5 lead and secure the win. Canada improves to 7-1, and the team plays twice tomorrow against Korea and Norway. Thanks for staying up late with us.